Hey guys, I'm Cassandra. Welcome back to another LightMAYker video series. As you can tell, I'm getting super fired up about these. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about the link between your health and your happiness. I feel like this is a pretty common topic, but I feel like it's something I haven't addressed maybe too directly. And with my new book coming out, and many of you that know that I also am a plant-based chef and have a show called Eat with Intention that you could watch. I'll link below on this YouTube channel. I wanted to bring it to the forefront because I think I'm going to be talking about it a lot more. So I'd love to get your feedback on it, hear what more questions you have around it, what other things you'd like to be addressed, and just dive into it. I know we're keeping these videos short, so I could literally talk about this probably for hours. But there is a big link between your health and your happiness. And how I first came upon this was because I realized that when I first started out, I was just health coaching. So now with my one-on-one clients, what I do is I help them create a foundation based on using the technologies of food, meditation, and self-care for them to really create this life that lights them up, for them to create their most expansive life, for them to build the businesses that bring them to life, for them to, have those relationships, bring in the finances that they desire so that they can really do what they want to do in the world and do what they feel called to do in the world. And how that all started was through my journey and how I started out needing to get clear with my body and my health before I could even wake up to a higher possibility of what my life could be. And I noticed when I first started working with clients, when I became a health coach after healing my own issues with food and my own food allergies, I started working with people as a health coach. And at the time, I was into my spiritual practice and I was evolving in that way, but I was really teaching what I knew really solidly from my own. I went to IIN, and a lot of it was really just from my own experience, from being in a place where I was very restrictive and had a very unhealthy relationship with my body, to also, navigating food allergies and different things that weren't working with my body, and to really healing that, to be in a place of vibrant health and have energy like I never had before, and have a relationship with my body that was forgiving and loving and gentle and accepting, that I for years didn't even think that was possible. What I started noticing with my health coaching clients as well as with myself was that once they got healthy, they got happy. People started noticing that they were in a better mood all the time. They naturally, had better relationships with their significant others. Even their friends started noticing that they were in a different place. And then they started following their heart and fulfilling more creative endeavors. And then eventually a lot of them, switched career paths and started doing something that really fed their soul. And it's this kind of phenomenon that has, really for me made it an important part of this whole process, the conversation around food and around health. And it's why I created Eating with Intention as a show that I thought needed to be made. And it's why my book, Eat with Intention, is going to be coming out this fall. That's really all about us making peace with our bodies, making peace with this earth suit, right? And really learning how to nourish it, how to fuel it, how to care for it, so that then we can hear this guidance and really take action in our lives, so that we can then have the clarity of mind, so we can have the happiness and the peace, and really, for any of you who have struggled with health issues, whether it's something as mundane perhaps as getting the flu or a bad cold, to something much more serious like an autoimmune condition or cancer, you really realize that when your health goes, that it's really hard to focus on other things, right? Even, like I said, even taking the most mundane example, like you get a cold, right? You're in bed. All of a sudden, you know, all these things you take for granted, your energy, your clarity of mind, right? I know I had this bad habit of, I would always save certain things for like sick days. I'd be like, you know what? I'll do that like annoying paperwork task when I, you know, if I get sick, right? Which is kind of weird because I don't get sick that often. And then the few times I have gotten sick, it usually really takes me out because I don't really get like sick that often. And I'm like, why did I think I was going to be able to get that done? Right? Because when we're sick, we actually don't have the facilities to do a lot of things, right? We're just not feeling well. We don't have the energy. Our mind's foggy. You know, we can barely focus on watching that Netflix series or, you know, watching reruns of Oprah, Super Soul Sunday or something, right? So there's a tremendous connection between our health and our happiness, right down to our gut, right? You know, gut health is, you know, it's a very popular topic. And like I said, this video could go on forever, and I could make a bajillion different videos of this, and I'm writing a whole book on, I already wrote a whole book on a lot of this, and so you'll get a lot more of this content. But I just wanted to start this conversation and say, you know, this video is really for you if you feel like you're going through a funk right now, if, you know, if you have a friend maybe that feels like they're going through a funk right now and is like not feeling their happiest, the first thing I always look at is what are they eating? Because for me, I guarantee I always know when I notice my mood to kind of start to be like a little on the funky side. Maybe I'm getting a little bit more anxious than I usually am, being just a little bit more out of it than I usually am. I look at what I'm eating, and almost always there have been some sort of carbs that aren't working for me that have slipped into there, whether it's maybe I've just, maybe I've been eating a lot of potatoes. Maybe I've been having a little too much gluten-free pizza, and even though it's gluten-free, it's still, it's not the same as pumping your body with beautiful alkalizing foods. So a great way, if you're feeling a little bit down, a great way to take action on that is to, go back to some greens, go to some alkalizing foods. Lemon is really alkalizing. Putting lemon in your water, small thing, going back to real, fresh foods. And this is not to say you have to go, raw vegan, right? It's, roast your vegetables, but just start adding more vegetables in, green vegetables, even green juice if that's an easier way for you to get it, green smoothies. It can really lift you to a place where it might even be easier for you to meditate, for you to take that time or go to yoga, right? Because let's be honest, sometimes when we get into a funk, we don't want to meditate. We don't want to go to yoga. We don't want to do those things that we know will make us feel better. And I think a simple way to approach that, when we remember back to just that really basic principle that our health and our happiness are really two of the same, is to just make some small dietary changes and clean up your diet a little bit, and it will naturally lift your spirits. And like I said, I could go into way more detail about this, and I'm sure I will in the future, and I'm sure there are a bunch of different videos that I could do just on this topic alone. But I just wanted to put it out there. I wanted to open up this conversation with you guys. I am loving this beautiful container we're creating here with LightMAYker May. And I want to hear from you. I want to hear, what are your experiences? What are your questions around this? What other videos or tips might you want to hear around this connection between your health and your happiness? And as always, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up so I know. And don't forget to subscribe and watch the rest of the videos in this awesome series that I'm super happy to bring to you. And I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.